This week in the collection.
Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be having a look and giving an overview of Super7's ThunderCats Vintage Mumm-Ra's Tomb 2-pack, which recently debuted at the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con. I have previously done a video on the original ThunderCats Mumm-Ra's Tomb Fortress playset from 1986, which I believe is the inspiration for this Super7 2-pack, so you can check that out here. As always, if you like this sort of content, you can help us out and support us by sharing, and subscribing. And you can also help us out by purchasing one of our t-shirts, which are available in many colors and various styles. And without further ado, let's dive into this and see what we got. The ThunderCats are back once again, this time through Super7's growing vintage line. While Super7 already produces multiple ThunderCats lines including Ultimates, Deluxe, and Reaction, this vintage line strikes a nostalgic balance. The Mumm-Ra's Tomb 2-pack includes two versions of Mumm-Ra, the transformed muscular Mumm-Ra the Ever Living from Wave 1 of the vintage line, and the rarely seen mummified version of Mumm-Ra, which is set to appear in Wave 2 of the vintage line. As of this recording, the mummified version is only available through this 2-pack. Standing at 5.5 inches tall, these figures are larger than Reaction but smaller than Ultimates or Deluxe, and are directly inspired by the original 1980s LJN toy line based on the popular television show. The set made its debut at the 2025 San Diego Comic-Con in July. Not as an exclusive, but available for purchase both at the convention and online via the Super7 website and Walmart.com. At the time of this video, it's not available in physical Walmart stores, just online. Retail price across all platforms is $60 US. Everything about the figures and packaging screams 1985 nostalgia. The ever-living version of Mumm-Ra originally appeared in Series 1 of LJN's classic toy line, and again in re-releases in Series 2 and 3. The mummified Mumm-Ra was first available in 1986's Series 2 via a mail-order promotion, or included with the original Mumm-Ra's Tomb Fortress playset. The 2-pack packaging is a standout. Two flaps extend from the sides of the box, featuring vintage artwork, one showing a fierce reptilian creature with sharp teeth, the other a charging bull with battle-ready horns, just like the playset from the 1980s, ready to defend Mumm-Ra's Tomb Fortress. One of the coolest details, the rotating transformation reveal feature. Just like the original playset's transformation platform, this packaging lets you spin to reveal either of Mumm-Ra's forms, a clever homage to the toy's roots. The sides of the box feature artwork illustrating Mumm-Ra's transformation evolution, while the back includes the snake emblem and the iconic transformation incantation.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mumm-Ra the Ever Living!
My 2-pack arrived packed inside an outer Super7 shipping box. Sometimes Super7 includes this, sometimes they don't, so I thought it was worth mentioning in case that packaging is important to you. The figures themselves are nicely scaled to match the original 5.5-inch LJN line. The mummified Mumm-Ra includes a staff, and the ever-living version comes with a dual-bladed sword and removable cape, differing from the original 80s release. If you're a vintage ThunderCats collector or just love all things retro, this 2-pack is a must-have. And that's going to conclude our overview of the Super7 Mumm-Ra's Tomb 2-pack. I really am a fan of how this came out. As a collector, that doesn't remove his figures from the packaging and tries to keep them as mint on card or mint in box as possible, this is awesome packaging. That ability or that feature to rotate the two figures from within the box without having to remove it is awesome. Even if you do remove it, you know, you can put them back and use it for display purpose. While, you know, this is not a playset, and I don't think it's advertised as such, it's still pretty cool given that, you know, they're probably not going to come out with a playset like the original one. So having this is something that you can at least put on your display or however you put your open figures, and you can incorporate the packaging with that. And if you're like me and you leave it in the packaging, you know, the packaging's awesome and it's interactive. So those are all great selling points of this. And they're at the same price point of the actual individual figures from the already released wave 1 of the ThunderCats Vintage line from Super7. So, you know, you're not paying any more to get this awesome packaging. So to me, this is a win-win. So the only negative that I can think of is that of the two figures in this 2-pack, the transformed version of Mumm-Ra has already been released in the Super7 ThunderCats Wave 1 line. So if you already purchased that now and you purchase this, you'll have two of the same figure, which I don't know that anyone really wants that. So that's my only knock on this. It would have been awesome if they would have had two unique figures in here. Then it's, you know, a 10 out of 10 no-brainer. But that's kind of where we're at that. So as always, thank you for watching. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.